And finally, on the News 9 Plus show tonight, we are understanding what is going on in the Indian Parliament. How many Parliament man-hours are being wasted because all of that's going on in the Parliament is funded by taxpayer money. That's right, your money, my money, and the money of all those watching this broadcast. Sense, it's very important that we understand why the Parliament is facing so many suspensions and what will it mean for the people of India. We have Mr. Brijesh Pandey, my friend and colleague, joining me here in the studio. We also have Aditi Fadnis, a senior journalist, joining us on the broadcast. Quickly, Brijesh, let's set the context over here. 78 MPs suspended in one day. That's so many important legislations to be passed. How do you view what's been going on so far?
Well, I think this is perhaps the most action-packed winter session I have seen in my entire life. And, the temperature outside is dropping, but the political temperature is rising with every day. Yesterday, we saw 78 member of parliament suspended. Today, they have suspended approximately 50 more. And the count stands somewhere in the range of 140 plus.
Okay.
These are the numbers of member of parliament who have been suspended till now. And now, the total number of opposition MPs in both houses stands to 47, which is perhaps the lowest as it is. It's a mixed bag of things. I completely understand that the legislator is there to make the law and to account for every single penny which is being spent. It costs a fortune to convene the house and to make sure that every member of parliament is there in the house to ensure that all the important legislations is being done and debates happen. But this is not the only thing. I mean, there comes a time when political friction gets the better of it. And the reason I said that this is the most action-packed is, what started off as perhaps one of the biggest security breach which we saw. The real trouble started post that, when the opposition members started saying that the Home Minister must come to the House and make a statement. And I think this has led to a standoff in which the government doesn't look like as if it cares whether they have to expel almost the entire opposition. The opposition also doesn't care to give two hoots to the fact whether they get suspended for the session or not. For all practical purposes, this is the last session as far as, this till 2024 election comes on. So both sides know, and that is the reason why, they're playing to the gallery to extract maximum mileage.
Playing to the gallery. Aditi Fadnis, I'm going to ask you only a very simple question over here. We keep talking about parliament disruptions. It happens. It's not the first time it's happened, but the way it has happened and the levels to which it has happened in this winter session of the parliament is seriously some cause for concern.
Well, I mean, it's always a cause for concern when parliament doesn't function. But the same BJP which used to bring the roof down when the Congress was in power, is now doing to the opposition what the government used to do to it when it was in the opposition. So, I mean, there's really no difference, and it's distressing to watch because simply by throwing out MPs and curtailing their right to ask questions, you cannot prevent people from asking questions. This is the same house where another security breach, all said and done, it was a security breach. Another security breach on the border of India and China has not been discussed till today, despite the opposition asking for discussion, passing motions, using parliamentary devices, flagging this issue. But no discussion has taken place till now. Similarly, on this security breach, the opposition's position is that what the Home Minister needs to explain, the security inside Parliament House is not his area of domain, or not within his domain, but what happened in Transport Bhavan is very much his area of security. And he has to take care of it. It's the capital of India, where law and order is in the hands of the central government. So it comes very much within the domain of the Home Ministry. So, I mean, somewhere you have to explain something, right?
The only problem is that right now 141 MPs have been suspended. That's where the count stands.
Absolutely.
That doesn't happen in every single session of the parliament. There's something fundamentally wrong over here. Is the opposition behaving like a responsible opposition, Brijesh?
Well, I think, you can't put all the blame on the opposition, whether they're behaving responsibly or not, because as Aditi was saying, if you go back before 2014, we saw, Arun Jaitley, we saw Sushma Swaraj, we saw Rajnath Singh saying that, it's the work of the opposition is to ask questions, the work of the opposition is to create ruckus, it's the work of the government to make sure that the House function. It is not the job of the opposition to make the House function. Now, all of a sudden, what happens is that when the shoe is on the other side, it's like, when you are the opposition, you parrot a completely different theory, and when you are the government, you have a completely different look at the existing scenario. I think what is happening is that the government is completely buoyed by the victory in 3 states, where many people are giving 2 states or 1 state and giving the other 2 to the Congress. They're buoyed by that victory, and I think they have also realized that even if you adopt this hardline attitude, this might curry some favor with their voter rather than be any potential political underscore. So that is the reason why they're just going ahead with dismissing people. Anybody who rushes to the well of the House stands dismissed. So that is a big problem. Aditi, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you feel that the reason why the government is going ahead and with this we'll bulldoze everything that comes in front of us attitude only because of the victory in the 3 states, or they feel that since it's the last session before the 2024 general election, so anyways nothing matters to us and our vote bank is securely tucked in our side?
The two are sort of related. I wouldn't, if the BJP had lost most of the elections which have just concluded, I'm not sure if their attitude to the security breach and discussion on it would have been any different. It's not that they feel that they are now doubly empowered to do whatever they want in parliament, and they are actually basically telling the opposition that we will make statements outside parliament on the security breach. We will tell the nation the facts outside parliament, but we will not discuss it in parliament, and we will not talk about things that we feel should not be talked about in parliament. Now, I mean, this is a very my way or the highway kind of an approach, which is not desirable. It's not good. It doesn't take you anywhere.
Okay, probably the numbers in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha for that matter is what is aiding this my way or highway approach. At the end of the day, they won the elections that they need to, and they put enough of their own people inside the parliament. And that matters, doesn't it,
Well,
Brijesh?
it does, Krishna, but it's so surprising that, in the 10 years, from 2014 till this, the government had massive, run-ins with the opposition. It happens everywhere. But never before we have seen this kind of reaction from the government where, it's not as if it's happening for the first time, The BJP saying that, in 1989, Rajiv Gandhi did the same and suspended 60 plus MPs for 3 days, where the MPs apologized the very next day and their suspension was revoked. So it's not happening for the first time. But the fact of the matter is also that, it's a bit strange in the sense that till now government had no problem, but now after the security breach, they've been sort of somewhat cagey about it. The opposition says that the government side says that, they would want Amit Shah to come give a statement, but when he gives, they'll start heckle it. But the reason it doesn't, stand true to scrutiny is because we have seen several statements being made by Amit Shah where the opposition tried their level best to heckle it, but they have not succeeded. So
Right.
it's not like that. So it's a bit surprising that the government is adopting this my way or highway attitude and are exercising it with such impunity.
All right, and unlike those previous times when after suspension MPs tendered an apology to come in back into the House, I'm not sure if that's going to happen this time around. If anybody's going to tender an apology to get themselves back into the parliament.
News is now content. Just stream it. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.